Check on your Real Madrid teammates. These people are going through depression right now. So drop everything you're doing and check on your Real Madrid teammates. Because later on today, you never know, you might receive bad news. You might just hear that your friend has himself. So before this happens, pick up your phone, drop everything you're doing and check on your Real Madrid teammates. Because in these past 2 seasons, things has been going from bad to worse for Real Madrid fans, right? First, they experienced 2 back-to-back trophyless seasons. Now they are about to witness a Barcelona World Cup final. So to be honest, check on your Real Madrid fans. Do not let them stay in a room alone for too long. These people might go crazy. But as for us Barcelona fans, to be honest, we are living on cloud 9, right? Football has been so kind to us. We are about to witness a Barcelona World Cup final. Our GOAT versus our baby GOAT. Our past versus our future. 2 of our best players from our academy going head to head. To be honest, us as Barcelona fans, we cannot ask for more, right? We cannot ask for more. This is a dream final for us Barcelona fans. I won't even lie, right? That's why this club, no other club comes close to this club. What Barcelona, the stamp that Barca has in the football world, to be honest, no other club comes even close. Barcelona is too big of an institution. Anyway, this is not about Barca, right? This is about the World Cup final. This is about the best attacking team in the World Cup right now versus the best defense. But before we talk about this World Cup final, let's first take a look at how these teams got to the final in the first place. Spain by far had the most difficult route to this World Cup final. In all the knockout games, Spain played teams ranked 9th and below in the FIFA ranking. They played Belgium, who else? They played France, and they also played Portugal. Their biggest test came against France. This Mbappe guy, to be honest, I believe he will become the greatest goal scorer in World Cup history. He is only like, I think, maybe, I don't know, probably like 4 goals behind Messi, but he still has more World Cups to play, probably 2. So eventually he will break Messi's record of 21 goals. Coming into this match, Spain were on a 36 unbeaten game streak, but however, in this World Cup, they were not as convincing as France had been, because France had taken care of all of their matches without any hassle. The only game that France struggled in was that game against Paraguay. But it's because, you know, Paraguay didn't come out to play, right? Paraguay were only playing haram ball. That's why France kind of struggled against them. But otherwise, in all of their matches, France were by far the most convincing team in this World Cup. So I was kind of expecting them to beat Spain in this game. And also, France's attack is just insane. France by far has the best attack in this World Cup. These people have so many firepower going forward. The way that this French team is pumping out qualities is insane. The French team pumps out talent the same way that La Masia does. This team is packed with talent. Their depth is outrageous. Which team can afford to have players such as Cherki on the bench, such as Doué and Barcola on the bench? Also, they have an incredible manager, the champ. This guy has taken them to 3 consecutive World Cup semi-finals and 2 World Cup finals. And he has been able to win 1 of those World Cup finals. He won his first one back in 2018 against Croatia, and he lost his second World Cup final to Argentina back in 2022. So France was looking like a team that was going to eliminate Spain in this World Cup semi-final. But one thing with Spain is their midfield cannot be compared to any other midfield. Spain, they know how to play ball. Yes, their attack is not as scary as France's attack is, but with Spain, they can really play ball. Spain is like Barca. They are a possession-based football team, right? There is no team in this World Cup right now that can go toe-to-toe with Spain's midfield. So, even though France has a better attack, it is Spain's midfield that won them this game. Rodri completely nullified France's midfield. Like, Rodri wiped France midfield from that game. I didn't really understand why French manager left Pedri out of this game, but he is the manager. He knows what he's doing. And to be honest, it worked out in Spain's favor. I know that a lot of Madrid fans will clown Pedri for not starting in that game, right? They'll be saying he's not good enough and stuff like that. But the manager had to do what is best for the team. And it all worked out well in the end. Now, let's talk about Argentina, the most hated team in this World Cup. Understandably so, because nobody, especially if you are a Ronaldo fan, you don't want to see Messi lift his second World Cup. As a Ronaldo fan, this would be the end of the world for you. Because if Messi wins 2 World Cup, bro, there is no way that you can put Ronaldo and Messi in the same conversation. You can't. You be like, Ronaldo has won 5 Champions Leagues, maybe like 2 World Cups. Ronaldo did this 2 World Cups, but 2 World Cups. So there is no way that Ronaldo fans will ever compare Ronaldo to Messi ever again if Messi wins his second World Cup. So I understand why a lot of people are hating on Argentina and saying that the World Cup is rigged for Argentina, but to be honest, it is not, right? So in the round of 32, Argentina played against Cape Verde. I was expecting the game to go to penalties and maybe Argentina getting knocked out of the World Cup through penalties, because through penalties anything can happen. But Argentina again came clutch and they won that game against Cape Verde. Then they played against Egypt. Now, this is the game where I feel like the hate for Argentina intensified, because Argentina were losing 2-0 and there was only like 15 minutes left to play. And Argentina somehow pulled back a miraculous comeback and beat Egypt in that game. You people that are saying that that Egypt game was rigged for Argentina, you know what? Go cry some more, right? Go cry some more. Because before Egypt scored, there was a foul on the Argentine player leading up to that goal. So of course it is normal to call the game back. So why are you guys complaining? Right? The same thing is what happened in the Champions League semi-final against Inter. When Inter scored, I believe their winning goal or maybe the equalizing goal, there was a foul on Gerard Martin. But in that game, that foul was not called back, right? But in this World Cup, this foul was called back. And to be honest, this was the correct decision. Also, you people were saying that there was a foul on Salah in the box, but to be honest, if you look at it properly, Salah just dived, right? Salah was trying to sell that foul. Salah was not even in control of the ball. Salah had already lost the ball. And if you look closely, Salah was not even tripped. Their legs literally just bumped each other and Salah decided to fall in the box. So Salah was just trying to buy a penalty. But let's all be honest, that penalty would have never been awarded ever, because the contact was not harsh enough. It was not strong enough to merit a penalty. Argentina ended up beating Egypt and advanced to the World Cup quarterfinals against Switzerland. In that game against Switzerland, I won't lie, I was expecting Argentina to lose in that game, because Switzerland, even though they didn't have most of the ball possession, they did create a lot of dangerous chances. And this guy called, I don't know, Mbembo, whatever his name is, Imbolo, whatever his name is, that guy was by far the most dangerous guy for Switzerland. But for some reason, this guy decided to dive. He wasn't even touched. He decided to dive, right? He got a second yellow card and got sent off. And from that moment on, things changed in that game. Switzerland were no longer a threat. Understandably so, because their most dangerous player just got sent off, and also they are a man down. So of course they were no longer a threat. They were basically just hoping to finish the game through to penalties and hopefully knock Argentina out. But again, Argentina came clutch and knocked them out of the World Cup before the game could reach to penalties. In the semis against England, this was the game I believed that Argentina were going to lose and officially get knocked out of the World Cup, because so far Argentina were, pulling themselves through and making it, even though they were not playing too well. This happened against, against all of their other previous knockout games. They were not too convincing, but somehow they found a way. They managed to find a way to advance to the next game. But In this game against England, I kind of thought like, Argentina were going to get knocked out of the World Cup. Even though I felt this way, something at the back of my mind still believed that Argentina were going to equalize against England because they were putting a lot of pressure. So it was just a matter of time until Argentina eventually scored. And guess what? Eventually, they did end up scoring. We can blame England for this, especially the coach, because he basically, after England scored that first goal, what they did is they started defending. They started inviting Argentina into the game. And this is one thing you can't do with Argentina, right? Argentina is not the type of team that you should allow them to put you under pressure, because they have one of the best players in the world. Not one of, they have the best player in the world. You cannot give Messi enough time on the ball. And this is exactly what England did, right? A big mistake. Because what happened is Messi moved on to the right-hand side of the pitch and he just started spamming crosses into the box. And it was just a matter of time until Argentina finally scored, right? And Messi, of course, was the one that assisted both of those two goals. The first, he assisted to Enzo, and the second to Lautaro Martinez. I don't think England has ever won a World Cup, and to be honest, I don't believe England will win a World Cup anytime soon. England is not good enough, honestly speaking. Like, I do not rate England highly at all. I have never ever seen England as a team that is capable of even winning the Euros, let alone the World Cup. This was their best opportunity and they blew it up. They were not supposed to defend after scoring that one goal. As a matter of fact, they were supposed to be playing the same way that they played leading up to that one goal. They were supposed to push and score a second, so England have themselves to blame. They lost because of their own stupidity. Now, let's talk about the World Cup final. Argentina versus Spain. To be honest, I believe this is Spain's second World Cup final in their history. Their first was in, I believe, in 2010, of course, which they won. Barcelona basically played in that World Cup for Spain, I won't lie. Barcelona, I believe, had about 8 starters in that World Cup for Spain. Argentina, on the other hand, are hoping to go back-to-back after winning the World Cup back in 2022. Spain are the favorites in this World Cup final. Even though I'm hoping that Argentina can win this World Cup final, I have to admit that Spain is the better team. I wouldn't mind if Spain wins the World Cup final, right? Because if Spain wins the World Cup final, it will mean that 8 Barcelona players has won the World Cup, right? So can you imagine Lamine, Kubasi, Pedri, who's this, Dani Olmo, Eric Garcia, Gavi, this our goalkeeper, right? There are so many Barcelona players in that Spanish team, so I wouldn't mind if Spain wins the World Cup, but I just prefer Argentina to win this World Cup because I want Messi to just cement his place over Cristiano Ronaldo. I want him to leave no doubt in these haters' minds, because there are some people that are just on the fence. You know, some people don't fully believe that Messi is better than Cristiano, even though he has a World Cup. So Messi winning this World Cup will cement himself as the best player. Nobody will ever compare Cristiano to Messi ever again if Messi wins his second World Cup. So that's the reason why I want Argentina to win this World Cup. In this World Cup final, I'm expecting Argentina to do a lot of defending, and I'm expecting Spain to have most of the ball possession, because Argentina's midfield, come on, they cannot go toe-to-toe with Spain, not at all. So Argentina will be sitting back for most of the game and only hitting Spain on the counter-attacks when they have that opportunity. Honestly, I don't think Argentina will even score against Spain. I won't even lie to you, right? I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. I don't think Argentina is going to score against Spain, because if the best attack on paper in this World Cup, France, could not even score 1 goal against Spain. In that match against Spain, France hardly created clear-cut chances. The only dangerous chance that France had in that entire game was the shot that Mbappe took, and Cucurella blocked the shot and it went narrowly wide. That was the only dangerous chance that France created in that entire game, even though they have so much quality going forward. So what makes you think that Argentina are going to create a lot of chances against this Spanish side, because Spain has the best defense ever assembled in World Cup history. No defense in World Cup history has been better than this current Spanish side. These people in 7 games has only conceded 1 goal and kept 6 clean sheets. So that's why I am not expecting Argentina to score against Spain. I don't think Argentina is going to score. I just don't see it at all, right? So for me, my final prediction, I would say 2-0 for Spain. So let's just wait and see how the final is going to turn out, because you cannot write Argentina off. You can't. There is no team that has more dog and more fighting spirit in them compared to Argentina. Argentina, in the knockout stages of this World Cup, they spent like the first hour losing the game, and then the next 30 minutes winning the game. So in the game against Spain, Spain could be winning for like 70 minutes in that game, and then for the next 20 minutes, Argentina just turn the game on its head and somehow just end up winning like they've been doing for the past games, right? So we cannot really write off Argentina, because these Argentina players, even though Messi has already won the World Cup, these people still want to win another World Cup for Messi. You have Julian Alvarez, you have Simeone, you have the goalkeeper, you have so many players coming out to say that we will die for Messi. We want to win for Messi. We want to fight for Messi. So you can't really write off a team like that. Argentina, even though they have already won the World Cup, they still want to win another one. Just because they won it back in 2022, that does not mean that they are not hungry for another World Cup title. So do not write Argentina off. Messi, even if he does not win this World Cup, of course it's going to hurt him, but Messi has already said that God has given him everything. And to be honest, it's true. God has given Messi everything as a footballer. There is nothing in football that Messi has not won. Messi has the most Ballon d'Ors, the most trophies, the most playmaking awards. Messi has everything. A World Cup to his name, 4 Champions Leagues. Messi, even though he wants to win another World Cup, he is content with what he has. But if I was Messi, I would still want to win this World Cup, because this is Messi's 3rd World Cup final. He lost 1 and won 1. Now imagine losing another one. Imagine going to 3 World Cup finals and only winning 1. If I was a footballer, I wouldn't want it. I would prefer winning 2 World Cups and losing 1. So to be honest, I'm just hoping that Argentina can win this World Cup, because I have an agenda towards Ronaldo. I have an agenda towards Ronaldo and his fans. So yeah, let's just wait and see. Hopefully Argentina can win this World Cup. But if they don't, it does not matter, right? It is a win-win situation for us Barcelona fans. It's either Messi wins his 2nd World Cup, right? Or Lamine wins his 1st World Cup at age 19. Something that Ronaldo has never ever done.